I caught her cheating, but my heart still burns for her. I catch her on the screen, a photograph I wasn't supposed to see. It's not a text, not a message, just a frozen moment, a smile that isn't mine. My chest tightens, my hands feel too heavy to lift, my heart too loud in my ears. She's laughing, his arm around her shoulder. That easy, careless way that tells me this isn't the first time. I step back from the phone like I've burned myself, the glow fading against the darkened room. The quiet hum of the laptop fills the silence that screams in my head. I thought I knew her, thought our late-night calls, our whispered promises over shaky internet connections were enough. Thought love could bridge the distance. I remember the last time I was there, 2 weeks ago. The smell of her shampoo, the soft weight of her body pressed against mine on that old couch. She whispered that she needed me, that she couldn't breathe without me. And yet, here it is. Proof that needing me meant something entirely different to her. The door clicks behind me. I hadn't noticed I wasn't alone. She's here, smiling in that way that used to make my chest hurt with longing. My throat closes, words trapped like birds in a cage. "Hey," she says, her voice lighter than I expected, teasing almost. I don't answer. I just let the silence stretch, thick and suffocating. "What's wrong?" Her brow furrows. She takes a cautious step closer. The scent of her perfume, vanilla and something floral, mixes with the sting of betrayal that's already on my tongue. I finally look at her. Really look. The way the light catches her hair, the curve of her jaw, how she still somehow draws me in even when I want to push her away. "I know," I say, the words bitter and fragile all at once. "I know about him." Her face flickers, shock, panic, guilt, but she masks it with a trembling smile. I can explain." I laugh, low and humorless. "Explain? Explain sleeping with someone else while I'm halfway across the world? Explain lying through every call, every promise?" She reaches for me, and my body rebels. I want to pull her close, to remember what it felt like to belong to her, but my hands shake with anger, with grief, with the memory of nights I spent, falling asleep to her voice, imagining her hand in mine. She starts. "No," I cut her off. "Don't. Just don't." Her eyes glisten, and I can't decide if I want to look away or drown in them. She steps closer anyway, brushing against me, teasing the edges of the storm inside me. My head spins, this ache that's equal parts longing and pain. "You don't understand," she whispers. "It wasn't like that. But I do understand. Too well. Every touch I've missed, every time I stayed up for her laughter, every time I crossed oceans in my mind to be near her has led to this moment. She's beautiful, infuriating, heartbreaking. She's everything. And she's also gone. Somehow, despite being right here. I feel the tension coil in my chest, in my arms, in the very air between us. The world narrows to her, to the betrayal, to the pull that refuses to let me leave. I want to scream. I want to run. I want to fall into her, to forgive, to feel again. And yet, a single question hammers through me, relentless and merciless. Do I even want to? She reaches out, and my body wants to betray me, to answer her pull. But my mind slams against the memory of that photograph, that laugh that wasn't mine, and my heart fractures into something jagged, raw. "Why?" I whisper, barely audible. Not just why her, but why us? Why the promises? Why this cruel distance? That seemed so small when we first fell in love. Her lips part. She doesn't answer. She can't. And maybe that's the truth I've been afraid to admit. Love doesn't always make sense. Not across distance. Not across lies. Not when the person you thought you knew becomes a stranger. I step back. The distance between us is small, but it might as well be an ocean. And then my phone buzzes. Another message. Another reminder that the world keeps moving, that life goes on while my chest still aches, while my mind spins with memories of her warmth, her smile, the softness of her hands in mine. I don't know what to do next, but I do. Know this, whatever happens from this moment on, nothing will ever be the same. And in that silence, that unbearable, aching, beautiful silence, I realize the story isn't over. Not yet. I can't sleep. The room feels smaller than it did last week, though nothing has changed but the air between us. I sit on the edge of the bed, phone in hand, staring at her name on the screen. The glow hits my face like a spotlight on a stage I never wanted to be part of. She's behind me, sitting cross-legged on the floor, hugging her knees. The soft hum of the fan is the only sound, but somehow it feels louder than our thoughts. She doesn't speak. She hasn't for a while. She waits, like she always does, for me to make the first move. I glance at her. She looks fragile, smaller, somehow, without the armor of her teasing smiles and confident eyes. And yet, even like this, she's magnetic. The kind of pull that makes every nerve in my body lean toward her, desperate to touch, to fix, to forgive, or maybe just to understand. Close my eyes and let my hand drop to my thigh. I don't reach for her. Not yet. Not while the betrayal still clings to my skin like a shadow. Do you want me to go? Her voice is soft, hesitant, a question I almost don't hear over the thrum of my own heartbeat. I don't know, I admit, the words tasting like ash. Maybe I don't want you to leave. Maybe I don't know what I want anymore. She shifts closer. The air between us compresses. I can smell her now. Lavender, something sweet that makes the room dizzy and heavy. Her hand brushes against my arm, accidental or intentional. I don't pull away. My body rebels against my mind, which screams that I shouldn't. I can't undo what I did, she whispers, eyes downcast, but when she glances up, there's something raw and pleading. There. But I can try to make it right. I laugh quietly, almost bitterly. Try to make it right. Isn't that what we always do? We patch things up until the cracks are invisible, then they just grow in the dark. She flinches, but doesn't retreat. Instead, she inches closer, closer than I want, yet too close to resist. My hands twitch, itching to lift her chin, to brush the hair behind her ear, to close that infinitesimal distance between us. Her fingers find mine, lightly, tentatively, a whisper of contact that sets my nerves on fire. My mind tells me to pull, away. My body tells me to hold on, to bend toward her like gravity itself is conspiring with my desire. I miss you, she murmurs, her lips so close I can feel the heat, the unspoken longing that has always lurked beneath our conversations. Even now, even after everything, I miss you. I want to curse her. I want to scream at her for what she did, for every sleepless night, every lonely moment I filled with imagined laughter, imagined touches. But my chest tightens, and all that comes out is a whisper. I miss you too. The words are dangerous, confessional. A line drawn in the sand that I can't retract. And she sees it. The flicker of hope, of hunger, of something unspoken, reflected in her eyes. Her hand slides along mine, tracing patterns I want to memorize. She leans forward just an inch, and I feel it. The brush of her lips against my jaw, a teasing, tentative kiss that ignites a storm inside me. Not enough to break me, not enough to forgive, but enough to remember why I fell, why I loved, why I can't walk away, even if I should. I pull back slightly, chest heaving, hands still entwined. The tension is unbearable, magnetic, like standing on the edge of a cliff looking down into a sea that could drown you if you give in. Do you still want this? She asks, voice trembling. The fear is there, but so is the desire. We're both teetering on the edge of something neither of us can fully name yet. I don't know, I admit again, because I can't lie. I don't know if I want you, or if I just want what we had. And maybe that's the same thing, or maybe it's nothing. Her laugh is soft, almost a sigh. Maybe we'll never know unless we try. I'm drawn to her. The pull is relentless. I lean forward, our foreheads touching, breaths mingling. My hands cup her face, memorizing the shape, the warmth, the life I almost lost. My lips hover near hers. The world narrows to this. The ache, the longing, the danger of surrendering again. And then, the phone buzzes, a reminder of the outside world, of responsibilities, of the impossibility of perfection. My mind snaps out of the haze and I pull, back just enough to see her face, her hopeful, trembling face. We're both caught in the limbo of almost confession, almost forgiveness, almost surrender. The air is thick, heavy, charged with desire and fear and grief, and we both know that the next step, whether toward each other or away, is irreversible. She bites her lip, glancing down, then up, waiting for me. And in that charged silence, I realize nothing will ever be simple again. Not after what happened, not after what we feel, but for now. We exist in this tension, this near touch, this dangerous intimacy that promises everything or nothing. And maybe that's enough for tonight. The room holds its breath with us, as if it knows the storm is coming. The apartment is quiet again, but quieter this time. No fans, no buzzing notifications, just the soft, steady rhythm of our breaths, echoing off walls that have absorbed too many secrets. I can feel her eyes on me even before I turn. It's in the way her shoulders shift, the subtle catch of her breath, the tiny tremor in her hands resting on her knees. I can't ignore it anymore. The pull, the ache, the want that's been simmering since I found out. My fingers itch to touch her, to trace the line of her collarbone, to feel her skin under my palms, but I hesitate. Not because I don't want to, but because the first touch now is sacred and dangerous. You're quiet, she murmurs, voice low, tentative. I'm thinking, I say. And it's true, though thinking has nothing to do with logic right now. Everything I know tells me to stay away, to close the distance that feels like it could drown me in desire and betrayal all at once. And yet, every fiber of me leans toward her. About us? Her voice barely rises above a whisper. I nod. My throat is tight, my chest heavy. About everything. About how much I wanted to believe we could survive this. About how much I still want you even after... My voice falters and I swallow the lump in my throat. Even after what you did. She shifts closer, slow, deliberate, and the scent of her hair, warm, comforting, utterly familiar, envelopes me. My hands twitch again, aching to reach, to anchor myself to her. I know, she says softly, and I hate myself for it. Her words hit me like a physical blow. She hates herself, and yet she's here. And even in that guilt, even in that shame, I can feel the tremor of truth in her voice. She's not lying. Not anymore. I reach for her hand this time, bridging the distance. Her skin is soft, warm, a living thing I've missed more than I knew I could. She doesn't pull away. She lets me hold her hand, and my chest tightens, as if my ribcage can't contain the surge of feeling, the want, the relief, the dangerous thrill of closeness. I don't know if I can forgive you, I admit, voice low. I don't know if I should, but I... I can't stop wanting you either. Her fingers squeeze mine, hesitant but firm, and it's like electricity running straight to my heart. I want you too, she whispers, more than I thought I could, even when I messed up. I can't explain it. I just... Shh, I interrupt gently, leaning forward. My lips hover near her temple, brushing her hair aside with my fingers. You don't have to explain anything right now. Just be here with me. Her breath hitches, and the sound is intoxicating. It pulls me closer despite every warning in my mind. Our foreheads touch, and I feel the heat of her skin, the steady rhythm of her heartbeat against mine. It's intimate, slow, terrifyingly close. I missed this, she whispers. I missed you, and that's it. That single confession, simple and raw, shatters something inside me. I tilt my head slightly so our lips almost meet. The moment is suspended, fragile, trembling with anticipation. I can feel every pulse, every desire, every crack in the walls we built around our hearts. I brush my lips against hers lightly, testing, tentative. Her eyes flutter closed, and she leans in just a fraction, letting me in, but not completely. Not yet. Just enough to remind me how much I've longed for this, how much we've lost and yet still crave. I pull back slightly, breathing hard, feeling both the ache of restraint and the thrill of what might come. Her lips are warm, inviting, and I taste the faint trace of something sweet, her perfume mixing with the memory of her kiss. Why did you do it? I ask, voice low, almost drowned by the pulse of my own desire. She swallows, trembling. I don't know. I was lonely. I was scared you'd leave. I thought it would fill the gap, but it didn't. Not really. It just made me miss you more. The honesty cuts me like a knife. Pain and desire swirl together, leaving me dizzy. I want to pull her into my arms and never let go, even though my rational mind screams that I shouldn't. I press my forehead to hers again, whispering, I don't know if I can ever fully trust you again, but right now I need this. I need you. I need to remember what it's like to feel us. Her hands rise to my shoulders, tentative but steady. The intensity of her gaze, the unspoken plea in her eyes. It's all consuming. And I let myself give in. Just a little. Just enough. Our lips meet again. Slower this time. Lingering, tasting, exploring the fragile boundary between longing and fear, trust and betrayal. It's not perfection. It's messy, jagged, real. And in that kiss, for the first time since I saw that photograph, I feel a spark of hope. But even as the warmth spreads through me, a part of me remembers the distance, the lies, the broken nights. And I know, in this suspended moment of closeness, that nothing is resolved yet. We are still standing at the edge, hearts trembling, unsure if we will fall together or apart. A knock at the door interrupts us. A mundane sound, almost laughable in its timing, but it shatters the bubble we're in. My heart races, and she pulls back, eyes wide, reality pressing in. We sit in silence, hands still entwined, breaths ragged, and I realize something. The first confession has been made, the emotional barrier cracked. But the real test, the real reckoning, is still coming. And somehow I already know that when it comes, nothing will ever be the same again. The apartment is dark now, the city lights bleeding through the thin curtains, painting her silhouette in pale streaks of gold and gray. She's sitting on the edge of the bed, hands pressed into the sheets, shoulders tense, eyes fixed on some distant point I can't reach, and yet she feels everything, every beat, every breath, every pull between us. I sit beside her, close enough to feel the heat radiating from her body, but far enough to remind myself that this is dangerous. That one wrong move could shatter us completely. My fingers brush, hers accidentally or maybe not, and she flinches slightly, just enough to remind me that trust isn't freely given. I can't stop thinking about you, I confess, voice low, rough with emotion. Even now, after everything, I keep imagining you in my arms, hearing your voice, feeling your skin against mine. She swallows hard. I think about you too, she admits, almost a whisper, trembling. I hate that I hurt you. I hate that I let someone else in when all I wanted was you. And now I can't even tell if you still want me. I move closer until our knees touch, and the tension is unbearable. The room is charged, each heartbeat like a drum, each breath like fire. Her hand finds mine again, this time deliberately, as if anchoring herself to me in the storm of what we've done and what we feel. Do you? She asks, her voice breaking slightly. Do you still want me? I lean forward, tilting my head so our foreheads meet. Her hair brushes my cheek, the scent of her lingering, intoxicating, grounding me. I do, I whisper, and the truth tastes like both relief and agony. I want you more than I can explain, but I need you to know that this doesn't erase the pain. Not yet. Her lips part slightly, and I can see the raw honesty in her eyes, the vulnerability she never shows anyone else. My hand rises to cup her face, thumb brushing the line of her jaw, tracing it as if memorizing every contour, every shadow. I don't care about the pain, she murmurs. I care about us, about you, about... Her voice falters, and I press, my lips to hers, soft at first, a slow, deliberate exploration. She responds immediately, leaning into the kiss, hands moving along my shoulders, my chest, clinging to me as if we could somehow erase the months of absence, the nights of doubt, the fracture in our trust. It's messy, it's jagged, it's everything we've been holding back, compressed into a single moment. Her tongue traces the line of my lips, tentative, seeking, and I answer in kind, letting the heat between us build without restraint. I've wanted this for so long, she whispers between kisses, her voice trembling, shaky. I couldn't stop thinking about you even when I was stupid, careless. I pull back slightly, eyes searching hers. Shh, don't punish yourself. Not now, not with me. I want this, us. But we have to be honest, even if it hurts. Her fingers thread through my hair, pulling me close again, and I feel the shift. The fragile restraint from earlier is gone. We are here, raw and exposed, every boundary blurred. My hands move along her back, tracing the curves I've imagined 1,000 times in solitude. Her breath catches in her throat, and I can feel her heartbeat racing, matching mine, synchronized in a rhythm that's both terrifying and exhilarating. Look at me, I whisper, and she does. Eyes wide, vulnerable, shimmering with tears, she refuses to shed. I need you to see me, to see everything, my anger, my desire, my love, all of it. Her hands cup my face now, pulling me closer until there's no space between us. Our lips meet again, more urgently, more desperately. The kiss is unrelenting, a declaration of everything we've held back, everything we've feared. I can feel the tremor of vulnerability in her body, the subtle arching, the way she leans into me, letting herself be completely seen. And in that moment, I realize that this is the line, the point where we either fall together or crash apart. I can't promise it'll be easy, I murmur against her lips, voice rough, breaking with emotion. But I can promise I won't let go without trying. Not this time. Her response is a soft, tearful laugh, half sob, half sigh. I don't want easy, she whispers. I just want you. I'll take the storm if it means we can be real. Fully real. The intensity of the moment surges through me, every nerve on fire, every pulse vibrating with the raw, aching truth that has defined us for months. I draw her into my arms, holding her tight, letting her press herself against me. She's warm, soft, and achingly familiar, like a memory I've carried through every lonely night of our distance. We hold each other in the dark, the city lights, casting shadows on our entangled bodies, breaths mingling, hearts hammering. Words aren't necessary here. Every touch, every shiver, every shudder speaks volumes. Trust, desire, forgiveness, longing. And though the world outside the door remains unchanged, we are irrevocably changed. The distance, the betrayal, the hurt, it's all still there, lingering beneath the skin. But so is this connection, electric and undeniable, binding us together in a way neither of us can deny. For the first time since I saw that photograph, I believe it might be possible. Not easy, not perfect, but ours. And as we sit in that quiet storm of desire and confession, I know the final act is coming. The resolution that will decide if we survive, if we rebuild, or if everything falls apart in the face of what's real. The sunlight streams through the curtains, soft and golden, and yet the room feels suspended, as if the world outside doesn't exist. We're still here, tangled together, a breath away from everything and nothing at all. The night has passed, in waves of confession, touch, and silence, and now the quiet carries a weight that is both terrifying and beautiful. I can feel her warmth against me, the steady rise and fall of her chest under my hand, the tiny tremors in her fingers as they cling to mine. Everything is heightened. The smell of her hair, the faint lingering scent of her perfume, the pulse of her heartbeat, almost syncopated with my own. "I never wanted to hurt you," she whispers, voice low, fragile, threading through the haze of our closeness. "Not ever. I was scared, stupid, weak. And now I see how much I almost lost." I tilt my head, brushing a loose strand of hair from her face. My thumb traces her jawline gently, as though memorizing every curve, every shadow, every imperfection that makes her real. "You almost lost me," I murmur. "But not yet. Not if we don't let go." Her lips part, eyes shimmering with tears that I can't tell if they're from relief, desire, or the weight of our past mistakes. "Do you really mean that?" "I do," I say, voice steady despite the storm in my chest. "I mean it with everything left in me. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if we'll always be perfect. But I do know this moment, right now. I choose you. Even with the scars, even with the distance, even with everything that almost broke. Us, I choose you." She leans into me, and I feel the tension of months dissolve, replaced by a trembling, fragile hope. Her hands move along my shoulders, then my neck, holding me like she's afraid to let go, like the world outside doesn't exist, like nothing else matters but this fragile, dangerous intimacy. "I've waited for this," she whispers, "to be fully with you, without the lies, without the distance, to be us again." I cup her face with both hands, holding her as if I could protect every piece of her with my skin and my heart. "Then be with me," I say, soft and raw, completely, without fear, without hiding. Her lips brush mine, tentative at first, a whisper of a kiss that carries a weight of longing so heavy it makes my chest ache. And then the kiss deepens, slow, deliberate, unrelenting, a confession, an apology, a promise, all tangled together in the softness of her lips. I can feel her trembling under my hands, responding to the unspoken need that has simmered between us for months. My arms tighten around her, holding her close, memorizing the contours of her body, the rise and fall of her breath. The past, the betrayal, the distance, the nights of longing, falls away, leaving only this, only us, only the fragile, powerful connection we've fought to preserve. I was so afraid, she whispers against my lips, that you'd stop wanting me, that you'd leave. You don't have to be afraid anymore, I murmur. I'm not going anywhere. Not after this. Not ever. But you have to promise me something. She tilts her head, eyes wide, seeking, vulnerable. Anything. Promise. Me honesty, I say, voice low, intimate. Promise me you won't let fear make decisions for you again. Promise me we'll face everything together, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. Her fingers tighten around mine. I promise, she breathes. With everything I am, I promise. I press my forehead to hers, letting the moment stretch, letting the warmth, the desire, the relief sink in. We're not perfect. We're not healed. But we are here, together. And for the first time in months, I feel something unbreakable growing between us. A fragile, fierce, enduring bond that isn't erased by mistakes, distance, or fear. Her lips find mine again, softer this time, lingering, savoring, slow and deliberate. No rush, no urgency, just the quiet understanding that we've crossed a threshold, one we can't uncross. Every kiss, every touch, every sigh carries a depth of emotion that no words could ever contain. And as I hold her, feeling the rise and fall of her chest, the warmth of her body pressed against mine, I realize something I should have known all along. Love isn't about perfection. It's about choosing each other, every time, despite the scars, despite the distance, despite the moments that almost broke us. I brush a gentle kiss along her temple, over her cheek, down the curve of her neck, letting her feel the weight of my presence, my promise, my surrender. I love you, I whisper, and it's not a question, not a plea. It's a declaration, raw and unfiltered, carrying the power of everything we've survived. She presses herself closer, trembling, smiling, through the tears that finally escape. I love you too, she says, voice breaking, breathless. I've always loved you. And now I'll never let you go. The room is quiet again, but this time it's full of warmth, of trust, of desire, of reconciliation. We hold each other in the soft morning light, bodies pressed together, hearts synchronized, and I know that whatever comes next, whether challenges, distance, mistakes, or storms, we have this. We have each other, and for now, that is everything.